right, so as always, I will just give you a little bit of a background information about QR codes. So QR codes, I just found out today that it's an abbreviation of quick response code. So it's a type of a matrix that was invented in 1994 by, of course, a Japanese company called DensoWave. So this guy on the picture, he actually received an inventor's award for creating QR codes. So why they created QR codes? They just wanted something, you know how we use barcodes on products? So they decided to create something that will be similar to the barcodes, but has a different purpose. For example, yes, QR codes, as you know, they are normally would be tied to a certain website. And because we can put anything on the website these days, then, you know, once you scan that QR code, it can take you to a web page that has a certain information. So why we would use QR codes and where they are used. So I was just thinking this morning, where could you use your QR codes? Because we personally started using QR codes with our do-it-yourself packs. How did we come up with that? Was when we all had to start working from home. We only had Lena and Frank coming to the office. And last year, when we could come to the office, when we created our do-it-yourself packs, we printed our step-by-steps for those packs. And, you know, every time you guys ordered those packs, we would put that insert into the do-it-yourself pack, and you or your clients would get it with a description about the package and how to use that pack. These days, you know, now when there was only Lena at the office and Frank, they didn't have the capacity of printing the do-it-yourself description and step-by-step. So we thought, why don't we just print out a QR code and we put all the information on the website. So you and your clients could just, when they receive that do-it-yourself pack, they could scan the QR code that will take them to the web page with all the information there. So that's how we started utilizing QR codes. And then Frank thought, oh, why don't we put QR codes on each product so clients can actually scan the packaging, and that will take them to the website where they can read about the products and descriptions on how to use it. So now he's actually negotiating with both manufacturers of Nimue, Jumo, and Journetic if they could put QR codes on the products as well. Where you could use QR codes, you could use them, for example, if you have a closed salon, you can put a little A4 on your door saying, hey, we are now closed. Scan this QR code to make your next booking, for example. Or if you've got a special on, you can put that QR code on your poster saying, hey, scan this QR code to access our online shop where you can buy this product. So there's so many different ways on why to use and how to use barcodes. A landing page. So that's how I created the description of step-by-step packs. I basically created a landing page where it explains what that do-it-yourself pack contains and how to use it. So you can create landing page in MailChimp, for example, for about anything. Again, step-by-step, product description, about your company, about your team, and so on and so forth. I also thought maybe you could even create a QR code for a customer feedback form, or, you know, an old school where you have a new client coming in, you do before you do a consultation, that client has to fill out a form. So maybe these days you can ask that client to fill out the form by scanning a QR code that will take him or her to the form that is online. Yeah, also you can ask your clients to leave you a review by scanning a QR code that will take her to the Google search page, and then that client can leave a review about your salon, about her experience at your salon. Or you can invite them to join your Facebook group by scanning a QR code. Okay, so we know that QR codes, we use them every day these days to scan in when we are going to shops. That's what the government asks us to do. It's so easy to create QR codes. I remember when Frank asked me, hey, Lydia, can you find out how to create a QR code? I started panicking, but honestly, I just Googled how to create QR codes for free. Took me to this page, QR Code Monkey. And since then, I've been using that website only for creating QR codes. So let's play. Let's just go and create a QR code. So you need this website, www.qrcodemonkey.com. I have it already there. Okay, we're just going to create a QR code from scratch. URL, okay, enter content. Here we're going to put our URL. I was thinking to create a QR code for beauty therapists to invite them to join our Vital Plus closed group for beauty professionals. So I'm going to just go back to Facebook, click on that group. Should take me to the page. Yeah, there you go. So I'm just going to copy that URL of the group. So any person who's got that URL, who's got Facebook, when they go onto that page, they'll see our closed group page, and then they'll be able to just join. So I'm just going to copy the URL of that group here. I can even customize my QR code. I can change the color of it, the type of it, and I can even put our logo inside that QR code, which I only learned today. So we've got color. You can use a color code for the QR code. I've got a color code for Vital Plus here in Canva. And let me just go back and find that code here. So if I go onto colors, Vital Plus, we've got this blue, which is, see if I put my cursor on it, it'll give me the code. So it's 88CA. I'm just going to copy this number here. So it's hashtag 0088CE. So that's my Vital Plus blue right there. I'm just going to leave the background color white because blue works really well on white. And I'm just going to add our logo, which I'm going to upload from my computer. It's already there. I can upload it here. That's it. So my logo is there. I just need to click on create QR code. And there we have it. If I want to use it, if I want to quickly use it, I normally would just snapshot it. You know how you've got a snapshot tool here? I don't know if you can see on my computer here. I would just snapshot and copy, and I can paste it, let's say, in my email as well. So let's say I'm writing an email to a new potential customer.
Send an email to us with it, Lydia?
Huh?
Can you maybe send the email to us?
Yeah, I'll send it to Jemima and Shelley. I've got it under your very best. QR code. I can say, hi, ladies. Please join our closed Facebook group and a QR code. Send. And there you have it. You can also just download it as PNG. So download as PNG would give you a better quality of that picture. But that takes time. Download done. There you go. It will download. And if I open it, it opens like this, and I can copy and I can use it in my Canva. I just copy pasted that QR code there, and I can change the text in my Canva. Please join our closed Facebook group. That's it. Very, very easy. Any questions?
Of course.
Okay, go ahead, Shelley.
My first question is, so I've got QR codes. I've got two that I use for work. One's a government one for when people are checking in. And the second one is, I used to have price lists out the front of my salon and now I don't. I have a QR code there where the price list used to be, and people take the photo and they go straight to my website with my price list. So that's great. I didn't set either of those up. Like you said, I gave it to somebody else and they did it. What I want to know is, how would I find those again? Like, this is worst case scenario, but if one of those, Sarah set it up for me, and if I needed to make a copy of it or I wanted to put it on Instagram, where would I find the original again? Or do I have to make another one?
I personally think that you would have to make another one, because the best way to go about it is every time you create a QR code is to save it somewhere, because it's a one-off. I don't think you can create the same looking QR code, or you can, if you don't have it saved anywhere, but as long as you have the link, you can tie that link to a new QR code. So you'll have the link to your web shop.
Yeah.
So just create a new QR code.
Okay. So I don't have to go back and find it again to do it again?
No, you don't need to find the QR code. You just need the link. So let's say, for example, I lost this QR code.
Yeah.
I still have the link.
Yeah.
You still have the link to your web shop, right? So I do through all those, I'll go through all those steps again.
Yep.
It will be a different looking barcode, but the link will stay the same. So it's not a biggie if you lose the picture, but it's better to have it organized.
So the next thing I wanted to know, because I'm really learning this, there are two very diverse different groups of people and how they like to collect information. There's your Facebookers and there's your Instagrams. You've got the Vital Plus thing here for your closed Facebook group. Yeah. How do I put that on my Instagram page and say, please join our closed Facebook group?
Look, it's best because QR codes are a bit confusing, because if you think about it, that where would your clients normally scroll on Instagram? On their phones. Yep. So if you get a QR code, a picture of a QR code on your phone, you can't scan it because it's already on your phone. So if you think about it, it's better to share a link. Again, Instagram, you can't share a link, but you can create a link tree where you can share other links. So this is something to research, link tree. Or you can say, click on the link in bio, because you can always put a link in bio. So yeah, with QR codes, it's tricky. I remember when we got super excited about QR codes, then Frank said, oh, why don't we start creating those codes everywhere? Why don't you send a text with a QR code? And I thought, Frank, but if I get a text with a QR code, how do I scan it? It's on my phone. So if you want to send a text, send a link. So you have to always kind of think about where you're going to use them. It's mostly on printed or in emails, because as a rule, not even anymore, a lot of people would check their emails on the phone. So now when I send that email to Jemima and you, if you were to check your emails on the phone, there would be no use for this QR code. So it's always better if you send emails to send a QR code and a link, because we don't know where your clients would check that email. But if you send a text, no point in sending a QR code in text. So QR codes are mostly in print. You know, if you print something out and has it there.
So how I've used it for my price, it's replaced my price list. I don't print price lists anymore. I don't even have one. Like now I've just got the QR code, which takes them to the website page that has my price. So it's almost QR codes instead of
something.
paper.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So that's how we created. Remember when we were printing do-it-yourself description and step-by-steps?
Yep.
Now we thought, wow, we just can print a QR code and put it there.
Yep.
And it take that person to the website with all the information right there.
Yep. And my
That's
last question is about a landing page. So I understand what I've done with the QR code. I haven't done it. The girls have done it, and it takes them straight to, that's my website. It's already on there. My price list is already on there. So let's say I did want to create something new. How do I create a landing page? Like, where do I do that?
Well, that's another tutorial, but I create our landing pages on MailChimp.
Yeah.
So you know how you can create a newsletter and an email out? The same way you can just create a landing page that is not an email, but that will have a URL, and you can customize it. You can use a template. I can briefly show you how I do it. It's honestly, it's also very, very easy.
Shelley, do you know what sort of software you use for your emails to go out now? Are you using MailChimp?
The Salon uses MailChimp.
Great.
Yeah. So see, we've got audience campaigns. I need to go to campaigns. All campaigns. Landing page.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Or I can create everything is a campaign in MailChimp.
Yeah.
But I can click on create a new campaign. I can create an email. I can create a website. I can create a landing page. I haven't done the website. I don't know what it is and how it works, but I have created a landing page.
For example, you guys are doing a great promotion with the Sun and Sea this month. And if I want to do something, I can just create a landing page with a special offer around.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. So you can just create an SPF 50 plus. So your audience, remember you've got your audience right there. It would be there already. So, and you can select a template, and you can even tie it to your online shop, Shelley.
Yeah.
Because this is something that we ran a campaign for prospects, not our existing salons, but we have a database of beauty therapists that somehow joined one of our Zoom meetings. So we've got their email on file, and we had a promotion as well with the SPF 50 plus, where they could we sent some information. We had some information there, and we were promoting to just pay the postage, that we could give them SPF 50 plus to try, but they would have to pay the postage. Yep. So we basically created an item. Yep. And they were able to buy it from our landing page. I can even show you how that landing page looked like. And I just basically built it from scratch in here in MailChimp. Yep. And let me just go back. I'll just show you how it looked.
So I can get my head around this. Yeah. You've got this landing page. We'll see it in a minute. And you can attach a QR code to it, and you can put a poster or a little blurb at the front of your salon, or in your case, wherever, and that says, get a free Sun Sea with the QR code underneath, and then it'll take it to the page of the details. This is what's in the Sun Sea. This is what's the deal is. You have to pay the postage.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. So you just need the URL. You just need this URL. Just copy that and create the QR code.
So in my case, the URL would be the online store, right?
No, a landing page traditionally, Shelley, if you're doing a promotion of something, a true landing page is literally a one page on the screen that takes them directly to where that offer is.
Right.
So
and then on that page, then I would put a link to the online store?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they want to buy it.
So like this, see, we factored that in.
Yeah.
So this is your landing page. Just briefly about Nimu, just briefly about the product, and then buy now. This is where, but we put that in here, but this could take you in buy now. You can take them to your, you can tie that to your web shop. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But if you're tying it to your web shop, though, here's the trick. You don't want it just to go to the start of the shopping of your shop. You want it to go directly to the page where they can put that sunscreen into the cart.
Yeah, I know, but that's difficult with me because my store's passcode protected.
So what you would actually need to do on True Landing Page is have a separate page on your website.
Yeah.
That when they scan what you're saying, it would take them to just one page with that.
Yeah.
For them to buy that there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how we actually created. We did not take them because our online shop, Shelley, remember, is also password protected because only beauty therapists can shop there. So what we did, we created an item in MailChimp, but somehow we could tie it with our MIOB, with our accounting system.
Yeah.
So we could receive the money.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's called, it was not that hard. I'm sure the person who is responsible for your online shop can tell you how to tie MailChimp. It was one click. Lena did it for us on the office.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can create that one item and sell it through MailChimp.
Yep.
You could also, if you wanted them on that landing, when they scan that, Shelley, and it takes them to that landing page where just the information about the promotion is. And if you can link it with that buy now button, you can do it that way. Or the other way is to have a slot where they enter in their email so that you can capture them and then send them the passcode to buy it.
Yeah.
That's the other way of doing it. Because a true the idea of a landing page, the reason it was invented, it was to shortcut a client having to go through all the other stuff and just go directly to that offer.
To the website. And I know, that's what I want to get better at because most of my stuff now just goes straight to the website and then they've got to navigate through to find it is what bit of information they're looking for.
Yeah, no, good. And that's why the landing page was invented, to have them just go straight to that page where it's relevant, because you want to reduce the clicks or the time they've got to search through stuff. That's what a landing page is exactly invented for.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for answering my questions, lady.
That's okay. Hopefully it was helpful. Yeah, so here we just created, again, landing page just for the SPF 50 plus. But see, we were able to somehow create a card right in MailChimp. So they could... You can see
on there, sorry for a second, Lydia, if you go up to the top URL bar, you can see that it's been linked to the MailChimp through the landing page in the admin section. So there is a way that you could do it back to your accounting or your software package that you're running for your point of sale.
Okay, any more questions?
So can I just also maybe just share that with a QR code, what Lydia has gone through and shown us today is there are different kinds of QR codes. And the ones that Lydia has talked us through is what they call a static QR code, which means the URL that she's attached to that is only ever going to be for that QR code, and you can never change that URL. There is a different kind of a QR code where it's called a dynamic QR code, where you can set up the URL like she has there with that barcode, with the QR code. But with a dynamic QR code, you can actually go back in and change the URL every few days or every few months or every few years if you're running a promotion of some kind or you want people to go to that. So they're the two differences. There's a static and a dynamic. You can get all the free ones online that are static, where it just is one URL linked to one QR code. The other one is the dynamic, where you have a URL and one QR code, but you can constantly change the URL to suit what your business needs are.
Yeah, so for example, if Shelley had a poster, beautiful poster with a QR code that takes clients to the price list, then, you know, once you, Shelley, change the price list, but you don't want to pay for a new poster, then she can just change the URL behind the same QR code.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I know only basics, but I can see that you can also factor the text, email. So it's not only URL, even phone number. So let's see if you, Shelley, have a poster with the QR code saying scan the QR code to ring me. Let's see if that's going to work. Let's see. I'm just going to leave my number. Okay, so let's see. Shelley, try to scan it from your computer and see if you're going to call me.
It's working. Fantastic. Good job.
Perfect. So
That's
many
pretty
options.
good.
Yeah, Facebook as well. What might take you straight to the Facebook location. There you go.
So there is heaps of things you can use the QR code for, but like Lydia was saying earlier, in its invention, it was truly designed for product information. So let's just say we were all making our own skincare products or making our own jams or whatever to sell. In this day and age, you would not make anything that does not have a QR code attached to it, because that QR code is everything for your business. So the fact that, as Lydia was saying, that already the products that we have, that we have with Vital Plus don't already have QR codes, does give a bit of an indication that they are a little bit behind. Although worldwide, the QR codes are used for everything through Asia. You cannot go to Asia and not know how to use a QR code because you would not survive. And that's been happening for years. So when I used to work in China, I would go to a restaurant and I would sit down. There was no waitress. It was all QR code. It was all check-in with a QR code. It was the menu. You would even order through your QR code and it would just be delivered to you. So a lot of the Asian parts of the world use QR codes for a lot of things. The rest of the world, it hasn't really taken off as much. But of course, now with COVID, it's brought the QR codes into the foray of people using them day to day. So there are things where it'll be really applicable to, and there'll be things that it will not be applicable to, like what Lydia was explaining earlier. So it's knowing how to pick your mark and how to use them. And if you're doing anything promotionally printed, you should not be putting anything out printed unless it has a QR code on it back to your website or a landing page or a Facebook or a phone number. That is now just part of what should be part of your world. And there are lots of free QR code generator companies to do it, but that's a really good one maybe to start with and play around with and practice with, the one that Lydia has shown us today. Because also if Lydia is using it too and we're all using a similar one, then we can help each other out with stuff that we might want to know or learn from each other as we go. So is anybody else using QR codes yet, or plans to? Sounds like Shelley, you're going to be right up there getting onto it. Because if I was doing a work uniform, I'd be putting a QR code on my girls' work uniforms.
To rate the girls?
Well, if they're out, I mean, we used to wear our uniforms outside of work. So they were nice uniforms. So we would be, I'd be at the supermarket, I'd be doing whatever, and your logo would be there. But now on the back, you could actually have a QR code that could be scanned by anyone walking behind you in the
single fun. My phone is.
Yeah, Lydia, if you were still single, you could have been wearing your own QR code. Yeah, for sure.
That's not a bad idea for bumper stickers either.
All of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. QR codes will be. We'll look back in 10 or 15 years and go, how did we ever function without QR codes?
Yeah. I've got a book I read on and off, and it's called 101 of the Most Important Inventions of Mankind, and the barcode is one of them. It changed universally.
Yeah.
how we were able to purchase goods and stuff like that. So this is just the modern day equivalent, but it's more than just product. It's place, isn't it? Like my place is now QR code. My ideas can now be QR coded. Like, yeah, I'm starting to get a sense of I can't keep giving this to the other girls to do. I'm going to have to learn how to do it myself.
Also, to what Lydia was explaining earlier, the packs that we've put together from Vital Plus with the insert with the QR code, they're the same things that you can be doing, though, with your products within your store. You might get a little A5 card printed up with information about product or services or an event or a workshop that you're running, but the QR code is there for everything. And you can have 20 QR codes, one for, each of your different services. Like, you could have a QR code that just talks about facials. You could have a QR code that's linked to waxing or plasma or the products or events that you run, workshops. There's so many things you can be utilizing them for. And as Lydia was saying, while a lot of people do read emails on their phones, for those that don't, starting to have a QR code straight back to your business on an email for those that are on a desktop is a really good idea to start making sure that you're doing that too. The link, but then also the QR code.
Oh.
And you can see how pretty it can look, how Lydia shows you how you can change the color and put your logo in there. That's just another bit of branding that I would suggest that you do start to make sure that you do that with your barcodes if you're going to use them. Keep it consistent.
I actually never thought of putting logo before. I always thought that it's something that you have to pay for, until this morning I went to play with it and I thought, oh, I've never put logo there and it looks really good.
And there's so many options like that. And if you just start doing a few that you do and practice with them, you can call them a practice whatever, so that you've got a bit of playing around. And then once you feel like you're a bit more confident in it, then you can do it. Or send the emails to yourself, like Lydia has sent to, and I'll send it to everybody else who's on here, so that you can just see what happens on the email, that you can scan it as well. So you could link a video of you doing a skin routine to the QR code. The options are endless for what you can be doing.
Yeah, actually the other day I bought I'm sorry ladies, a brow lamination kit to use at home. And
your brows look so good on the Zooms, Lydia.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought, I need to do it. So I did it at home, but it came in a box with a step-by-step description and with the QR codes. I was reading the step-by-steps and I thought, that's just too much work. So I scanned the QR code. It took me to a pretty video on YouTube. The lady did it at home. I just repeated the way how she did it, and it was perfect.
So ladies, think about that in terms of teaching new clients how to use a cleanser or how to apply a mask. You can tell them, but as you know, through especially times of stress and pandemic and all of this stuff, people haven't got enough headspace up here to remember all this stuff. So you could do, if it's a 30-second, 1-minute video on how to clean the skin, as Lydia said, she might read the steps, but it's all too hard to put it on and do it at the same time. You could be in their bathroom with them effectively.
Right. So, I love to make a video.
No.
If I make a video on my usual medium is IGTV, that's the one I like to use and I'm comfortable with. So let's say I'm a big fan of a brush machine. I can't tell you how many times I tell people and show them how to use it. So I can do a video. This is how you use your brush machine. Doesn't matter which cleanser you use. This is what you do, da-da-da-da-da. And then when I sell a brush machine, I can put a QR code on the back that takes them straight to that video. Can I link that to the IGTV, or do I have to put it on YouTube, or like what? It doesn't matter. I'll figure that out. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just sharing, Shelley, I'm just sharing the screen.
Look at all my videos. See, I love a video of myself.
I can't really find a video of you using that brush.
No, because I do it individually over and over and over again. So today I'm going to make a video of the brush machine.
I think this one, no? This one was with the brush.
Oh, I
Anyway,
don't know.
let's pretend that one of these is a video or a tutorial. On
Oh,
how
the
to
one
do-
above, why cleansing is so important. I like
There
that
you
one.
go. That one. Okay, let me click on that one. You go there and copy link.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's going to
Salon
work.
really concentrated talking about cleansers for the
Oh,
last.
God, I love listening to myself.
You're
That's
so
the link.
I know, right?
The link. Let's set the color pink for Shelley. Great. And then what else can we do? We don't want to use our logo, so we'll just use.
Last couple of days, and I got.
Oh yeah, let's just remove logo. We can put Instagram. Yeah, perfect. Create QR. Shall we scan? Does it scan? Huh? It does.
Did it scan for you?
Yeah.
Didn't scan for me.
I think I need to put a color more dark because
Yeah, I used to use
it was
grey.
saying gray.
Yeah, I don't like black, but I like grey.
Okay. Me too. I like gray. Let's try that.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. Gonna go berserk today.
great job. That's excellent.
I've
I'm not
already
sure if everybody else has everybody else tried to scan the screen? If you've got your phones there, you can scan the screen that the QR code, and it will take you to that video of Shelley doing her.
why it's important to cleanse.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to get heaps of hits today. That's nice. Thanks.
Good job, Lydia. That's great.
Yeah, that's really handy. And I do like the telephone number too. Sometimes it's just like, get this deal, ring today. That would be a really good one for last minute deals.
Or
That's
what?
so cool. Sorry, I'm just jumping in there because I'm so excited. I've never seen that done before. And now I've got Shelley on my phone. So I've got an
How
afternoon.
delightful for you. How delightful.
Well, I think you've done a great job with that, Lydia, showing everybody how to do that. Well done.
You know, I personally just on a final note, I don't personally ring to book a massage or a service unless I'm really, really desperate. I think young people love doing that over Instagram or, by one click. So, but if I tomorrow go for a walk and see an ad saying, book your next massage when we reopen, because I'm super desperate for a massage. And if I scan it and it will take me to the booking service, Fresh, I think one of those, I don't know what guys you're using. And if I just can book it right there on a phone, I don't have to call anyone. That would be ideal for me. So something to think about if you, like Shelley said, you've got a QR code that takes you to the online shop or your price list, or a treatment menu. You can have a QR code that takes you straight to the booking. So many opportunities, honestly.
We're going to start seeing a lot more QR codes. I can just see from all the girls on today, all the ladies that are watching and seeing about what's possible. And, while it's for most people, it's not for everybody. Everybody doesn't have an iPhone or an Android to be able to do it, but majority of people do. And I'm sure a majority of your clients coming in would have a mobile of some sort to be able to utilize this. So something to consider. And even if they haven't, maybe you could, if you're doing something in the salon with a QR code, you can actually show them how to use it. That's another way of doing it if they're not used to sort of using, because so many people are used to using the Services Australia one just to enter into a store. A lot of people may not be fully proficient in using a QR code scanner and then how it takes them to a website. So be wary of that as well. You can show people how to use it, get a bit excited when they're in the store and showing them how to do it. So something else to think about.
Good. Sounds good.
So that pretty much wraps up Lydia's amazing QR code demonstration today. Lydia, thank you. It's been very good, as always.
I enjoyed it.
And
What do you want to discuss next week? Landing page. I can show you how to create landing page, which I pretty much have.
yeah, maybe let's do the landing pages. What does everyone think about that for next week? A landing page, seeing how we can learn how to do that next week might be the way to go. Yep.
I'm keen for a landing page.
Okay, easy.
Okay, well, that sounds like everyone's good. So we'll see you all next week, next Wednesday, 11 o'clock. Till then, be safe, be well. Bye, everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Lydia.